I welcome you all in our channel. Today our topic is direct and indirect narration. It's part 2, which is about the change of tense. Our previous lesson was about the change of pronouns. That introductory lesson was really very important. So my request is that before starting this lesson, please go through that lesson so you can easily understand that what is the direct and indirect narration and what is the importance of it and how to change the pronouns. Now, if we start today's lesson, which is about the change of tense, so first rule is present indefinite changes into past indefinite, right? So remember that we have the direct narration. That simply means that in inverted commas, we are capturing, we have the words which came out from the lips of the person, from the mouth of a person. So these are the exact wordings which are inside the inverted commas. And when we open these inverted commas, so same message, we change it in our own words. So that is called indirect narration. Same message, but wording is our own. So it is called indirect narration. And above we have the inverted commas. It is telling us that these are the exact words which came out from the mouth of a person. All right, now the red color is telling us about the subject, the blue is about the verb, right? So first of all, direct narration. Remember, the speech which is outside the inverted commas, it is very strong. And if outside the inverted commas the verb is in the past tense as it is written said, please remember that inside, I mean when we change that sentence into indirect narration, the tense will definitely change, right? So we will follow the rules. But for example, if outside the verb is in the present tense or the future, for example, the pilot says or the pilot will say, then inside the inverted commas, when we will open it, there will be no change of tense, right? So please remember it. So outside the verb is past, definitely there is a change of tense, and change of pronouns is all the time. That is compulsory. So two types of changes are there: change of pronouns and then change of tense. And we are now looking at both sentences. The pilot above is the same, the pilot in indirect narration, right? So why? Because the subject is the same, and outside the inverted commas the part is so strong that very few changes occur. Then we write down the verb said, and here you can see in indirect narration the same verb is used, said, no change. We can't write here told, but because in case of told we need an object and we don't have an object outside, so therefore we are not using told here. So plus we cannot use here said to, as some students they write on said to. So to is not coming here because there is no object. So if object is not there, we cannot use to, we cannot use told here. So the pilot said, and here you can see the pilot said, and no changes are there. But as soon as we remove the inverted commas, we use that, right? So this is the first change, which is very important. Then I is the first person. If there is a first person, I, we, or their possessive forms or object form, all of them they change according to the subject outside. So outside the subject is he, means the pilot is he, third person. So I will be changed into he. You can see here. So this I is changed into he. That is coming because we have opened the inverted commas, and after that we are using he. And then fly is because outside the verb is past tense, so definitely fly we need the past form. So fly is changed into flew. The plane is the same. So what is the sentence now? The pilot said that he flew the plane. So you can see present indefinite is changed into past indefinite. So present indefinite we normally use for such type of actions which happen again and again, or we talk about the routines, right? So here you can see that we are talking about the routine. Now after that we are moving to the second rule, which is that present continuous changes into past continuous tense. Now the sentence is in direct narration. The pilot said, I'm using the same types of sentences so you can easily understand with easy examples. The pilot said, inverted commas, I'm flying the plane. Now this I is for the pilot. It means that these are the exact words which came out from the mouth of the pilot, right? So when we remove the inverted commas, we change it into the indirect narration. So what will be the change? You can see here, when we use present continuous, remember we talk about temporary action, short time action. So I'm flying the plane, it means that right now something is happening which will be over after some time. Now indirect narration, the pilot said same wordings from above, no changes. But as soon as we remove the inverted commas, we write down that, and after that we have he. So why this he is there? Because above there was I is the first person. If there was you, so you is the second person. So second person changes according to the object outside. So above there is no object and we don't have you. So in case if there was second person and there was no object, so you had the choice. But right now we don't have the second person, we have only the first person. So first person changes according to the subject and we are writing he here. And am is changing to was because outside the verb is past tense. So here we are using the past tense, right? I am, I was, I am, he was. Flying is flying without any change, and the plane is plane. Now the sentence is in indirect narration. The pilot said that he was flying the plane, right? So this is the change. After that, we are moving forward to the next rule. Rule number 3 is present perfect tense changes into past perfect when we change direct into indirect narration, right? So direct narration says the pilot said I have flown the plane. It means the job is done, action is over, because this is the purpose of present perfect tense. Now when we change into past perfect, I mean we change into indirect narration, so we will see the changes. The pilot, no changes when we change into indirect narration. The subject is the subject, said is the verb, it is the same verb. In blue color we have the verb. Then when we remove the inverted commas, we are writing that. So this that is instead of inverted commas. I is changed into he because I is the first person, changes according to the subject outside. It has become he. And have is changed to had because outside the verb is past. If outside there was, for example, says, so there was no change of tense. If outside there was future tense, the pilot will say, then inside no change of tense. But outside if there is a past tense, only in case of past tense, so changes will occur. And what is the change? That we change the tense. So here present perfect tense is changed into past perfect. Have flown is changed to had flown. The plane is plane here, and this is the next rule. After that we have present perfect continuous changes into past perfect continuous, right? So we can see the pilot said I have been flying the plane. We use present perfect continuous tense when an action starts in the past and in the present it is still continued, and we are talking about the duration of time, right? So this is present perfect continuous. Now when we change into indirect narration, the pilot is pilot, said is said. Okay, the outside the inverted comma the part is very strong, very few changes occur. Then when we remove the inverted commas, we write down that, and I is changed according to the subject, it is here he. Have been flying is changed into had been flying, right? The plane is the plane. So this is the present perfect continuous tense which is changed into past perfect continuous tense. After that we have past indefinite tense. In case there's past indefinite tense, we change it into past perfect tense, right? So direct and indirect. The direct narration is the pilot said I flew the plane. So the part which is within inverted commas, it is telling us that these are the exact words which came out from the mouth of the pilot without any change. But we want to change them in a way the message remains the same, so we are changing into indirect narration. The pilot said, okay, you can see the pilot said, it is the same. That, why we are using that? Because we have removed the inverted commas, and this I is changed into he. Why? Because we change it into according to the subject outside. So in indirect narration, first person changes according to the subject, it is changed into he. And flew is already past tense, it will be changed into past perfect, had flown. This is the rule. What is the rule? Past indefinite changes into past perfect. So this flew, which is the second form, it is changed into past perfect, had flown, and the plane is the same, the plane. Now after that we can see what is next. Rule number 6, past continuous changes into past perfect continuous tense. For example, the pilot said, I was flying the plane. So I was flying the plane. This is the past continuous tense. Let's see the changes into indirect narration. The pilot said the same words from above. No changes are there. This that is coming because we have removed the inverted commas, and then we are using he because I, it changes according to the subject outside. I is the first person, changed according to the subject outside. So it is now he was flying. It is now had been flying. Why? Because rule is past continuous change into past perfect continuous tense, and in past perfect we always use had, and then because it is perfect continuous we use been, and then flying. Three verbs we use: had been flying. What? The plane. So you can see that past continuous is changed to past perfect continuous tense. Practice makes a man perfect. If you go through these slides again, easily you can understand. You can just read the rule above, and then you can check the examples, and examples are in direct into indirect. Easily you can understand, right? After that we have the last part, that in case if there is past perfect tense, no change. Yes, we are talking about the change of tense. Inside the inverted commas, of course, when we change into indirect narration, change of pronouns is compulsory. It is always there. I changes according to the subject outside. You means the second person changes according to the object outside, and third person he, she, it, they always remain the same. All these things are mentioned in our lesson number 1, introductory lesson. Please do listen to that one. Watch it, please. But here I'm just telling you that past perfect, we are talking about the change of tense. Tense will not change, but the pronouns will definitely change. Then past perfect continuous tense, if they are within the inverted commas. So if this tense is used within the inverted commas, there will be no change when you change it into the indirect narration. Yes, if there is will be changed into would. For example, the pilot said, I will fly the plane. So it will become, the pilot said that he would fly the plane, right? So he, this is the change of pronoun, and would is the change of verb. So will be changed to would. I can, so it will become he could, right? Can will be changed into could. I may, so when you are showing that uncertainty, so like maybe, so it will change into might. For example, the pilot said, I may fly the plane. So it will become, the pilot said that he might fly the plane. So this will be the change of verb along with the change of pronouns. Pronouns will definitely change. Okay. So this is a simple, you can say, conclusion. But one thing more quickly, sometimes, not sometimes, adverbs of time and place, they also appear in the sentences, of course. So if they are in the sentences, so what will be the change? Quickly you can go through, practice. Very simple they are. For example, in direct narration, if there is the word used today, so it will be changed into that day when we will shift the sentence into indirect narration, right? If there is tonight, it will be changed into that night. Tomorrow will be changed into the next day or the following day. You have a choice. Yesterday will be changed into the previous day or the day before. Now will be changed into then. Ago will be changed into before or earlier. Last night, last week, last year. The previous night, the previous week, the previous year, right? Next week, next month, next year, the following week, the following month, the following year. You will change it. Here will be changed into there. This will be changed into that. These will be changed into those, and thus will be changed into so or in that way. So thank you very much. Now please revise this lesson as well with the previous one, which was an introductory lesson, change of pronouns. Our motto is the English language in a simple and standard way. So we have two channels. One is with Urdu translation and the second one is in English. So do visit our channels. Thank you very much. See you next time, please.